Let's talk about Oregon's legislative process, a story that's honestly a little wild. If you're like me, you probably assume that only elected lawmakers can introduce bills, right? Turns out Oregon is one of 3 states in the nation where judges, the state treasurer, the governor, and even the state agencies can skip the legislature and draft their own laws. No legislative sponsor is needed. Now, here's where it gets even trickier. Oregon's Democrats, who control every branch of state government, have been pretty vocal about the dangers of executive overreach in Washington, D.C., especially during Trump's presidency. They've called out unconstitutional power grabs and warned about threats to democracy, saying his executive orders are an overreach and undemocratic. But right here at home, the executive branch, meaning the governor, agencies, and other non-legislative state officials, have been allowed to write laws behind the scenes for decades. Even worse, the state agencies, by rule change, can rewrite the laws without legislative oversight or veto power. Of the 3 states that allow this, Oregon is the only state with no legislative oversight or restraints for this process.
From where I stand, I cannot see Washington, D.C., but I can see the governor's office. From where I stand, I can't see Congress, but I can see state agencies. Here we are living under one-party rule, and the state's moving in the wrong direction. According to every single poll that's been taken in the last decade, people in the state of Oregon are not pleased with the direction of the state of Oregon. They're not pleased with the legislature. They're not pleased with the executive branch. And so if we want to talk about role of government, more than willing to say, executive branch, stay in your lane. Judicial branch, stay in your lane. I think that should be held true at the federal level. I think it should be held true at the state level. But here we are, Oregon state senators with the ability to have some accountability within the state of Oregon, and we are more worried about D.C. than we are about our own state. It's offensive to listen to this body talk about the perils of a branch of government going outside the realm of their authority while we sit here and watch it happen and say nothing.
Since 1953, hundreds of bills each year have come straight from the other 2 branches of government, not the lawmakers you actually voted for. This year alone, hundreds of bills were drafted this way. Compare that to 40 other states, where this kind of thing is flat out banned. In almost every other state, if an agency wants a law, they have to find a legislator to sponsor it, so it's at least going through someone the voters pick to represent them. Enter Senate Bill 1006 from Senator Kim Thatcher. This bill is pretty straightforward. If you want to propose a law in Oregon, you have to have a legislative sponsor and go through the legislative assembly. No more shortcuts. Agencies still get to have their say, but through elected members. And if an agency is behind a bill, it'll say so, with a legislator or committee sponsor first. The idea? More transparency, more oversight, and a process that actually reflects democratic values. In a state that prides itself on being a defender of democracy, it's worth asking, shouldn't we hold ourselves to the same high standards we demand from everyone else? What do you think? Let Senator Thatcher know in an email.